Nah, I agree with that. Since we on a kind of randomness before we go into like the fashion stuff, man, shout out to your pops for making everything happen with this. So when we were doing our research, we had to do some research on you, pops. So
Yes, sir.
back in the day, one of my favorite shows was Jenny Jones, and when I googled your name.
Walker, pro wrestler.
The topic was, I'm too buff to get a date. So then we got to insert that video right there. Nah, but so we also saw, I want to get his credits right, a 14-time world independent heavyweight wrestling champion. So, yeah, shout out to you for that. So with that, and then I noticed like in some of your songs you had a verse, excuse me if I butcher your lyrics, a few wrestling verses. Like one thing you said like support black business turning black crime. We wrestling for a belt to save mankind. Then you had a song that said something about affording pay-per-view and like you wish your pops was The Rock and you would have to pick up that too. Like, are you a wrestling fan? Like,
say it. Fuck all that. Speak on the struggle, nigga. You heard fuck all that other shit. The shirt you said on that bar. I wish my daddy was The Rock, because he was not. My daddy was not The Rock. My daddy was not Mark Henry. My daddy is Al Rage Walker, 14 national independent wrestler. Independent mean that my daddy did this shit on his own in the state of Texas and around the other cities and states that respected their own federations. Like my daddy was a person that was before his time. Like if my daddy had the internet, then he probably would have been a Vince McMahon or something. He would have had his own wrestling. He would have had his own wrestling federation that would have been his own thing. But in hindsight, a lot of people, when you just say, oh, your dad was a wrestler or you was a wrestler, they just automatically think this nigga was D-Lo Brown or fucking Farouk or some shit like that. No. None of y'all have ever played with my daddy on no video game. None of y'all never went to Walmart and bought no t-shirt with my daddy on it. No Lunchable, no pencils, no motherfucking action figure with the arm pop off. We never was rich off that. We struggled.
Yeah.
My daddy was a security guard. Times was hard. You know what I'm saying? I never in my life seen no motherfucking me tables, ladders, and chairs match check. We just have to let that be understood because people just have niggas, black folk, just have this stigma. They think, oh, your daddy was a wrestler. Y'all was rich. Y'all had money. Nigga, what wrestler you know riding around the Rolls Royces and shit? It's one rock. Right. It ain't a rock and a water and the air. No, nigga, it's one The Rock. It ain't no bunch of niggas off wrestling. Booker T. Hey, where's Booker T at? Booker T somewhere on the podcast. I'm just saying for the record, you know what I'm saying? But my daddy was a genius and an incredible entertainer, and he was an incredible personality in front of the camera that I absorbed out of it. You know what I'm saying? My daddy he prepared me to be a superstar before I was a superstar. He made me do interviews. He made me, you know what I'm saying, get in front of the camera and rap when I wanted to. Because at first he didn't even want me to be a rapper. My daddy wasn't fucking with that shit. But once he realized, like, okay, this nigga just don't give a fuck. Like, this is what he's gonna do.
Yeah.
And he supported me from that point forward. Then it was like, okay, well, you think you want to do this shit? You finna learn what this shit mean. You finna go with me to this film studio and watch me edit these videos. And this was before you couldn't edit on the phone. You couldn't edit in your house on your laptop. You have to actually go to a place, like back in a regular person would have to go to like a library or something like that, or somewhere with cute computers. My daddy used to go to an actual TV network station in Houston. It used to be called Broadcast Houston, and they would let you go up and then like create TV shows or edit your TV shows and film, and photographers would meet each other. And my daddy was like the man of the like big TV stations was there and stuff like that. So it was like the work ethic and the genius and the format and the style that my dad had in the independent wrestling space was something that if he would have had what the world has now, he would have been like a Casanado. He would have been, like I said, he would have been the first black person to own a wrestling federation, an entertainment wrestling company that would have been truly successful and made millions and millions of dollars. That's what I shot about. All the wrestlers that's like in the WWF and stuff, they all know my daddy. Like, it's just like being a rapper. You could be the biggest rapper in the world, but you know all the battle rappers. You done hang with battle rappers. You done went to battle raps. You know all the underground rappers. You know all you could be a rapper with 50 million followers, but your producer only got 1,500 followers, but he's a platinum selling producer.
Right.
So when you involved in these groups, in these circles, everybody knows everybody. Mm-hmm. So my dad had, he was a force to be dealt with in the industry, as far as like, everybody would always like copy the way he dressed, or he was big and muscular and black, bald head, before that was a attractive thing, or before that was like that. Before that was like it wasn't when it was no Morris Chestnuts and shit when my dad was doing what he was doing. They was kids, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like when my dad was going on Ricky Lake and Jenny Jones and shit like that, is like this alpha black male. Right. Other wrestlers couldn't get on these TV shows and get on that shit without the assistance of the major companies and the publishing, the PRs and stuff, publicists that work for WWF and stuff like that. So it's like my dad, his story was like kind of like mine. Like, he was an independent person that had the talent, had the look, was making money on his own and creating a way, but he never really broke the mold. But he was featured here and there, like, okay, I'm inside of WWF today. I'm on TV on this one little episode real quick. Right. But now everybody see I'm here, everybody closing the doors and they pushing me out. And guess what? He can't contact them same people through the internet. You can't hit Vince McMahon and Stephanie and all the people through the DM, or because you did this great performance at this show tonight and you got all the oohs and ahs in the crowd, but all the wrestlers who already a yes man, they don't want this another big black motherfucker to come take out shit. And guess what? The people that's the matchmakers and the people that's over the shit, they can't go look on your page and see the likes and the comments and see who else following you. Yeah. So people don't really understand the advantage that we have right now living in the internet. Yeah. But the main thing that, you know what I'm saying, be the most important for me when you speak on just my past and my parents is like, because my story is such a touching, significant, and also like, it's not even to use the word unbelievable. It's just very unfamiliar and uncommon for me to reach the level of success, the direction, the way, the route, and from the upbringing that I come from. Right. People not used to a black man saying that he grew up in a single parent home with his father and not his mother. Mm-hmm. That sound like Chinese. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. People don't understand a father paying for child support for a kid that's in his living room, that's never with the mother, but he's still paying child support for the little snotty nosed nigga in his living room. That's a whole different language, a struggle that me and my father went through, and I feel like it hugely discredits what he had to go through and what I had to go through when people just kind of go to the wrestling thing, like, oh, your daddy was a wrestler. Yeah, my daddy was a wrestler. Just like your daddy could have been a boxer, but if he wasn't Floyd Mayweather, you know what I'm saying? My daddy hoop, your daddy hoop too. Yeah, at 24-hour fitness and around the corner. Nigga, y'all ain't get $50 million for that shit. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't get umpteen millions of dollars for it, it's not, this shit about the money. And that's the thing about me, what I understand about life is like, cause I knew I took the same choice that my daddy did as far as like independent, do it on my own. I could have fell on my face, you know what I'm saying, doing it this way. Yeah. And a lot of people wanted me to fall on my face and they expected me to fall on my face. And a lot of the rappers and my counterparts, the other rappers who are in the WWF of hip hop, they try to throw the black ball on me or stop me from being this and stop me from being that. But because I have the blessings of the internet, I have the tenacity and the understanding of how important it is to make capital, like having capital, having liquid cash flow, and having ways to accumulate liquid cash flow in the spare of the moment. These things are more important than your performance as an entertainer. Right. And I think like that's just something that I took very serious into the heart through all of my experiences in life, to where some people think that Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray Leonard are the greatest boxers to ever live. But if we look at the facts, if we look at the stats, and we look at the money, it's Floyd Mayweather. So it's like a lot of people try to base their opinions on their feelings, but not the logic of things. And to base your opinion in the music industry off of, I think my music is good, or I like the way my music sounds vibrationally or sonically, that's the worst evaluation to set upon yourself to go into the music and entertainment industry. Because just like the weather changes, just like the changes from nighttime to daytime, motherfuckers change what they like to listen to in music.
Yeah.
It's motherfuckers that grew up eating Popeye's chicken that you can't get them a fried skizzit right now.
Fried chicken.
So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You have to, if you're not a person that's willing to evolve and adapt and recreate yourself as time progresses and time goes, then you'll never be successful in these areas. And I think fashion is the same thing. Mm-hmm. Like if you want to touch on, let's get to the shoe stuff and touch on what he was saying earlier. He likes the Louis Vuitton skates because he can say that these are arguably the most comfortable designer shoes that's ever been made. Mm-hmm. And the reason why is because they're finally making designer shoes like tennis shoes and not designer shoes like fucking Italian leathery bullshit that motherfucker wearing to the damn tap dancing contest. You could still have luxury and still have significant style and cuts of fabrics of extravagance and fucking elegance, but it still be comfortable and wearable like a tennis shoe that we all love to wear every day. Right. And some of the greatest outfits that we wear are worn with tennis shoes and not dress shoes, but we would like for these tennis shoes to have Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Prada instead of a Nike check on them, because again, when we talk about representation, the meaning, the status quo of things, Nike never represents elegance. Even though Nike has more money than all of the elegant companies that make elegant products. Right. It doesn't represent elegance. It represents motivation.